Yo, what's up guys? Bill here for Classic Rock and Metal Review. Time for the monthly box set, Super Deluxe Edition update. This is where we just talk about what's going on in the Super Deluxe Edition world, recent releases, new releases that just came out, upcoming things in the next couple months. Also going to touch on some older things, maybe came out in the last few months or even going back to the end of last year or so. Things that I'm after. As far as what's going on with the recent things and upcoming things, I'll give you guys price updates, availability updates. Take a little quick look at some of the stuff I've been listening to the last few weeks. And we'll wrap it all up with the 3 box sets or Super Deluxe Editions that I got in the past month since our last update. If you guys don't already know, I'm a huge bootleg collector. The other area of interest for me as someone who loves demos, alternate takes, outtakes, luckily nowadays we get the bands giving them to us themselves, which is great. I don't have to send my money around the world. I'll spend it right here. So we'll go down some older things, more recent. Most of them are within the last 6 months or a year at the most. Plenty of them being the last few months. Let's just get started. Jethro Tull. I don't have much from Tull. Aqualung was one of the first CDs I ever got, and I've never got anything else by them. The exception being in the last year or so, picked up a couple of the CDs from one of their box sets from 20 years ago or whatever. I listened to it once. I think I need to just back up and just get their individual albums. We've got box or Super Deluxe editions from several other albums. The first one, this was 4 discs. Aqualung is mega sold out and really pricey, so I missed the boat on that one for sure. Thick as a Brick is a CD DVD. Might check that out for sure. And Benefit, a 6-disc Super Deluxe for $35. I'm probably going to start there. I used to have that on vinyl. I have to admit, I only played it once in a while. Didn't draw me in. I think I might have even sold it, actually. It was given to me in the first place. No excuse there, though. I might go for that. If any of you guys have any of these Tull Super Deluxes, let me know what's up. Hard to resist 6 CDs for $35. And I think Benefit also has at least one DVD concert. I'm all about watching good concerts, so that's pretty enticing. That's in my cart. Might go for that next. Petty, Wildflowers, and All the Rest. Love that album. Think it's his best, honestly. I thought it was his best when it first came out. Loved it since then. 4 CDs for $35 again. Probably go for that right behind the Tull. I picked up Wildflowers. I didn't have it for a few years, somehow lost it. But I got it back again and I still haven't listened to it. So maybe this will be the way I get reacquainted to that. Elton John, Madman Across the Water. In the last few years, picked up about half a dozen of his albums. I did have Madman and 1 or 2 others back in the day. And I still think it's his best album. Awesome. I was shying away from this box set because Disc 2 is piano demos, and I literally thought it was just piano. But at least Elton's singing with them. Had I known that, I might have been interested sooner. Nonetheless, I think it was originally $80. Now it's down to $65. So, you get bonus tracks on the regular CD, the 12 piano demos, live BBC songs, 8 of them on Disc 3. The Blu-ray, here we go again, video action. 2 shows from the era, 72, I believe. 71, sorry. Sounds for Saturday, an Old Grey Whistle test, plus the 5.1 mix of the album on that Blu-ray. That's a pretty nice box, man. Keep my eye on that one. Judas Priest, 50 Heavy Metal Years. Not for me. I already have too much of the stuff that it comes with. But man, if you're thinking about it, it just recently sold out on the US website. Google that mama. It comes up if you scroll down enough. The UK website version of it, it's still available there. And check this out. It's 345 pounds, all right? Which comes to about $420. It's actually cheaper to buy it through their UK website. Even with shipping, I can't see it being more than, another 20 or so bucks. You're going to get this thing. It was selling for $479 on the US site. Like I said, sold out now. You're probably going to get this thing for around $440 or $445 going through the UK site. But more importantly, if you're interested, what I'm trying to get across here, it's sold out on the US site. Don't give up. The UK site has it. Just jump over there and grab it. Elvis on Tour. This came out earlier this year, 1972 concert film. It's great. I used to have it on VHS eons ago. This is the first time released on Blu-ray, and you also get 6 CDs worth of concert material. I think there might be some rehearsal stuff in there too. It was originally $82, now dropped a little bit down to 76. Keeping my eye on that. It needs to come down a little bit further for me, but very interesting. Bowie. I'm not a hugest Bowie fan, but I do think Hunky Dory is his best album. And A Divine Symmetry, I think that's a 4-disc box set. Came out end of November, December, something, the end of 2022. That is still fetching $100, originally $90. So keeping my eye on that one, but price is inching up on that guy. Kiss, always watching the 40th of Creatures. Still hovering around $190, man. So if you unfortunately, a lot of people paid $285 pre-order. It was down to $185, $192 last I checked. Still about $100 cheaper than it was. I'm not interested in that guy, but I thought some of you might be. Sabbath, Volume 4 box set has spiked in the last couple weeks. $75 is what you're going to pay for the 4 CD version of that. It was in the 40-ish area for a while. All I can say about that, I mean, who the hell knows? Sometimes these things just drop out of nowhere, but I suspect that it's creeping up because the stock's starting to dwindle on it. Just a really popular album. Now, I actually thought Paranoid was sold out, and there are occasionally sellers selling it. The vinyl's still available on Rhino. If you want the Paranoid Super Deluxe Edition, Rhino has the vinyl version. CD version, I think there's one on Amazon right as I speak, but not through Amazon. Third-party seller. I think they're asking about $100 though. So, get your Volume 4 before it's the next Paranoid, right? You can still get Sabotage and Technical Ecstasy at under $40 each. If you haven't done so, I suggest you do it. All right, so that covers some older releases that I'm keeping my eye on. Also keeping my eye on the Immersion box sets. I think a lot of people just like me had a renewed interest in those because of the Floyd Dark Side 50th, which looks like pretty much sold out. So, I'm thinking about it. I'll have to see. They're getting a little pricey too. All right, so that'll do it for older stuff that I'm interested in. Here's some recent releases and what's going on with them. Let's go back to January. Unfortunately, still with the Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous box set. Still out of stock, best I can tell. I meant to check their band's website, but didn't do that. Seems to be out of stock, though. Unfortunately, no real news on that. Back to early March, Alan Parsons Project. They have Turn of a Friendly Card. 1980 album. They're calling it a limited edition, but it is a 1 Blu-ray, 3 CD Super Deluxe Edition, let's just call it. Comes with a poster and a book, looks pretty cool. Now this was a pre-order of 82, bounced up to 100 as a pre-order for a couple months. Now that it's out, $62. They just keep us guessing, these guys, don't they? You never know what to do. Buy it as a pre-order because you might not get it, or wait and see if it drops. I don't know, man. Problems. Also on March 3rd, Genesis BBC broadcast just came out a few weeks ago. It covers 1970 to 1998. 5 CDs. Now this was originally asking $60, now down to $52 for 5 CDs. Not too bad. Not really for me. More of like a Genesis, like 76 to 82 type of guy. But if you're after that and you held out, just saving a couple bucks. Just the other day, Pink Floyd, of course, Dark Side 50th, sold out on the band's website, sold out on Amazon. I think it might have even sold out as a pre-order a day or two before it was released. Not 100% sure on that, but not that it matters. Keep your eyes out. Somebody's got one on Amazon right now. Third-party seller, and he's not even in. I think he's asking $280 for it. If you're interested in that, it still can be had. Just keep your eyes out. Google it. Change your headings on your phone to shopping. Been telling you that. Just trying to help you out. Make sure everyone gets what they want. Elton John on March 24th, a few days ago again. Honky Chateau Deluxe Edition, 2 CDs or 2 LPs. The CDs come with a non-remastered version of Honky Chateau. This is his 72 album. The year after Madman Across the Water. Good album. 9 demos and 8 live debuts of songs from Honky Chateau spread across the 2 CDs. The 2 vinyl albums just have the album and the 9 demos. All right, so that'll do it for recent stuff. Let's seg our way into upcoming releases in a couple days or so. The Who, March 31st, with orchestra at Wembley. This is 2019 concert. It was briefly released last year and pulled, not sure why. 3 CD version. They were originally asking 40, now it's 36. And this is, if you're a vinyl head, guys, and you waited, this is a good one if you're interested in this. Originally asking 60 for 3 albums, now it's 38 bucks. Not coming out until April 14th, David Bowie, Aladdin Sane. For the 50th anniversary of that, you got a couple options with vinyl. Either the basic version on a picture disc or half-speed remaster. Going to look around $25 or $30 for each of those. A couple regular releases also to speak of. I don't really do a show where I cover every single release, so this is where I'll cover notable ones, guys. On April 14th, Neil Young and the Santa Monica Flyers live in Somewhere Under the Rainbow is the full name of this. Live at the London Rainbow Theatre in London from November 5th of 73. Tonight's the Night Era. A lot of songs from there in here. Reasonable though price. 2 CDs, 20 bucks. 2 LPs, 40. Yeah, I really feel like covered that area. If you got Archives 2 like I do, I don't need this, you know. Covered the Tonight's the Night area very well in the Archives 2 box set. Now, a band he was associated with in 77, but only for a few months, called the Ducks. Also featured Bob Mosley of Moby Grape. They did some demos, but I think what they're releasing is just a live album. It's called High Flying. Little more money for these. 2 CDs, 25 bucks. 3 LPs, 48. That's the band called The Ducks featuring Neil Young. Coming up on April 19th, if you missed out on the Dark Side 50th box set, there's a Japanese SACD version coming out. This is 7-inch packaging. Still includes 7-inch vinyl singles and CDs. Comes with a whole bunch of extras and paraphernalia and all too. Now this might be sold out too. I had trouble trying to find out when I was clicking on the links, or what used to be the links for it. It was taking me to the regular box set. Don't know what to tell you, but there is this version out there also. If you want to try and go, this was fetching around $250 if you were wanting to go for that one. April 21st, new Jethro Tull, Roke Float, new album, like I said, CD and single vinyl, on up to fat Super Deluxe package with 2 CDs, a Blu-ray, 2 LPs, art book. Take your pick there. Not a huge Tull fan in the first place, but if you are, I'm sure you're excited about this. His last few albums have gotten good reviews. He's cranking out some material these days, huh? On the 28th of April, Whitesnake redoing their 2008 album called Good to Be Bad. 15th anniversary gets a Super Deluxe treatment, 4 CDs and a Blu-ray called Still Good to Be Bad. Various other formats also. Also, April 28th, Rush fans are highly disappointed, and a few of them probably pretty excited about the Signals 40th anniversary Super Deluxe Edition. You get a CD, half-speed remastered, black vinyl, 4 vinyl singles, and a Blu-ray with 5.1 Dolby Atmos mix, 40-page book, poster, etc., etc. Not a whole lot of new material there, as you can see, or really none. So there you go. If you're a diehard, you need it though. Now coming out, let's look ahead to May. Gary Moore has some SHM CD releases out of Japan. These come in paper sleeves. It says 9 releases between 82 and 93. 7 of these are studio, 2 live. All of them come with bonus tracks. These are going to be limited edition, vinyl replica, paper sleeves, like I said, with obies. May 12th, Tears for Fears, The Hurting. The website, superdeluxeedition.com or SDE.com, does these exclusive Blu-ray audio surround sound discs of certain artists' albums. So Tears for Fears, The Hurting, as a standalone, But it is also coming out as half-speed remastered vinyl also, if you're interested in that. That is May 12th. Also May 12th, now I got finally something to get excited about, for me anyway. The Moody Blues, To Our Children's Children's Children. Super Deluxe Editions, 4 CDs and a Blu-ray. This is what you want from a Super Deluxe Edition, in my opinion. The original stereo album remastered is disc 1. Disc 2, B-sides, rarities, BBC concert action. CD 3, live at the Royal Albert Hall, December of '69. And CD 4, a new stereo mix of the album. The Blu-ray will have the original stereo mix, new 5.1 surround sound mix, the Royal Albert Hall show in 5.1 surround sound. You can pre-order from Amazon UK, $93. So this is one I think might come down, in my opinion, based on what some of these other things have done to us over the past few months. May 19th, Yes, releasing their 23rd album, Mirror to the Sky, in 5 different formats. Also May 19th, Def Leppard, Drastic Symphonies, reworkings of songs from across their discography with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Supposed to include some deep cuts, single CD or 2 LP. And finally, May 26th, T-Rex. I'm going to be covering his 1973 era, the albums Tanks and Zinc Alloy. This is 4 CDs. The overall name of the box set, Whatever Happened to the Teenage Dream. Going to include single edits, B-sides, demos, outtakes. $91 pre-order with this guy. There's also a 5 vinyl album option on that one too. So that I'll cover all the recent, older, and new and upcoming releases, guys. Now we'll just chat it up a little bit about what I've been listening to the last month. I started out listening to the remix, regular CD first. The other day, put on, last week, the 2022 remaster. I really can't tell them apart too much. They both sound great to me. Awesome. Volume 4, if you missed it, guys, we did our Volume 4 edition of Black Sabbath Top 6 Rarities Year by Year. Covered 1972, obviously, with touching on discs 2 and 3 out of here. So I listened to both discs all the way through to make sure we chose the right things. Can't go wrong with that guy. A couple weeks ago, I listened to, I think, my favorite CD in here. You think it would be disc 3. Outtakes, alternate mixes, because that's generally why I buy these things, or my favorite parts of them. In this case, I just love what Steven Wilson did with his own mix of the regular album. So it's disc 2. He basically removed a lot of stuff, and I think it's the better for it, actually. At this point, it's definitely more interesting, but I think that's really the sign of someone who's doing a thorough job. He sounds like he just stripped everything back and, looked at all his options by listening to all the tracks separately to see what in fact was what should have been put back in there, as opposed to just tinkering with the existing mix and maybe changing some echo and levels or whatever, stripping it back like that. I just love disc 2 on that one. Love that album. All right, so here's some new things I got in the past month. Quickly, I know I've shown this to you a bunch of times for various reasons. Heart, Strange Euphoria, just picked it up a few months ago. If you remember when I showed you when I got it, it was sealed, and I said it had no hype sticker. I got this for $45 sealed. Maybe the no hype sticker was a blessing in disguise, because I told you it didn't come with this album, and then I opened it, and it comes with this 5th bonus disc. Heart doing 5 different Zeppelin songs. I think when you see the hype sticker, it tells you you're getting 4 CDs. That's all you're getting. So I went for this one without the hype sticker. Not that it's a big deal, but maybe that's, like I said, a blessing in disguise, because it would have. I think if the seller had known he had this bonus disc in there, it wouldn't have been a $45 box set. Happy ending there. Flock of Seagulls, triple CD of their first album that came out about a month ago. Never heard this album all the way through. I only knew the 2 hit singles, Space Age Love Song and I Ran. Really like those 2. So what the hell? Make my first venture into these guys. Other than a best of that I got last year and never really even made it all the way through. This is pretty good, man. I've only made it through. The original album's really good. There's a couple songs that aren't great. Overall, out of 11 songs, I like 8 or 9 of them quite a bit. Disc 2, singles, B-sides, BBC sessions. Made my way 3/4 of the way through that. There's some stuff in there I don't care about, namely a couple of instrumental B-sides. But once we get back to the songs with lyrics, tracks like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, some great stuff in there. A couple of different versions of Iran, extended mixes and stuff like that. So still got a little ways to go to check the rest of this out, but this is pretty cool. This is about 20 bucks or so. If you're interested in that, basically one and done with A Flock of Seagulls, most likely. Now, I told you about circling back for some older box sets, things that came out 4 or 5 years ago or less that, you know, kind of went by the wayside. While I was busy spending all my money on bootlegs, kind of let some other stuff fall through the cracks. This would be one. I'm a huge Chicago fan. They're in my top 10. It's called 6 Decades Live. This is what we do, a little subtitle there. You get 4 CDs, 1 DVD. Let's talk a little bit about this guy. The first 2 CDs are the band live at the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970. Just the height of their powers right here, guys. Absolutely. Disc 3, various live cool nuggets here, spanning from 69 to 77. Only 8 songs, but, you know, these guys could jam at this point still. I wouldn't be surprised if that's an hour long, 8 songs. Disc 4, some more various stuff. This almost a throwaway disc, honestly. A couple of songs from 78 that are awesome. The rest of it's from 87 to 2014. You know, I'll probably listen to that disc once, other than the first 2 songs. But then you get the DVD of them playing at Rock Palace, Germany, 1977. I've had this on, like, you know, from my trading days, from, you know, going to conventions and buying rare stuff like this back probably early 90s, all right? So this will be nice to have an awesome version of this. Can't wait to check this one out. 40 bucks, you know, in light of what's happening with the prices of a lot of box sets these days, $40 is like a joke. Well worth the money there, and I haven't even heard it, as you can see. Last but not least, the band. I would love to get all their deluxe editions. Since I have music from Big Pink, that's all I kind of got, and a greatest hits. I started with this one just because it was so cheap I couldn't pass it up. 42 bucks on Amazon. This is the 4th album called Cahoots. This is an awesome package, as you can see. Nice thick, at least an inch thick. Pretty solid board here, holding it all together. Here's our lowdown. CD1, the regular album, it's remastered. You get, looks like 5 bonus tracks. CD2, live at the Olympia Theater in Paris, May of 71. Again, 3 bonus tracks. A Blu-ray with Dolby Atmos mix of the record. 5.1 in stereo high res mix. Also, bonus tracks are included on that one. Vinyl album, which I've played twice, sounds great. Awesome. I also get a bonus 7-inch single, Life is a Carnival, which is pretty cool to have. You get 3 nice lithographs. Definitely going to be getting one of them up on the wall at some point. 2 of them are really cool. One of them's just, I think, of the cover, so I'm not excited about that. The others are nice black and white photos of the band. Pretty cool. And you get a booklet in there also. Well worth it. I think it's still under 50 bucks. Now, the band first album and music from Big Pink, I think might be a Stage Fright box set. They're up in the 80s, 90s, over 100. So, you know, start out with this guy. You kind of can't go wrong with the band up to this point. After this, things started falling apart for them. This is a great package. Really enjoying it. Guys, that's going to do it for our monthly box set Super Deluxe Edition update. If you guys can like and subscribe. We do this once a month along with 9 other episodes each month. Talk a lot of bootlegs. We talk a lot of Black Sabbath. We talk a lot of everything great. All right, guys, that'll do it for now. Peace. See you next time.